Somewhere out there.
The principal.
Oh my gosh. All right, we're back, everybody. Welcome back. Bo, take us back to where we were before we peed.
Hope, it is your turn. The ice elemental behind you has receded into the ice below, taking shelter from your attacks. There is an ice boyfriend at Stanley's feet, holding his ankles. Varel has two of them as well, clutching his giant calves.
Okay, so Hope's gonna disengage by shifting a square. And she's gonna get her arm loaded up to shotgun and shoot 2 rounds into the ice boyfriend that is grabbed.
All right, make your attack rolls.
Grabbed her ankle. Okay, first one is going to be 27.
Hit.
Awesome, and second one is going to be a 21.
Also hit.
Awesome. So first bit of damage, we're looking at 18.
Okay, and the second?
Not as good. 6.
Okay, 18 and 6 is 24. All right, so you fire twice at the corpse with glowing blue eyes, and you just go, and one hits its back, and it shudders. And then you fire the second one. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but hits where it needs to. Enters into his head and just pops its head. Black blood and, soft shell skull taco sprays itself upon Stanley's pants.
Gross.
It is dead.
Would you say that damage was Fiesta Grande?
Oh my gosh. I would say that. Was he our final?
Okay, anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm just gonna stick relatively close to Stanley so that we have a buddy system going as we make our way back.
Varel, your turn.
All right. I'm going to use my first attack to crush Flaming Boyfriend.
Okay.
A nat 20.
Right.
He wasn't kidding.
Nicely done.
When Varel says he's gonna do a thing, damn it, he does it.
18 so far. 22, 26, 30 points of fire damage.
Okay, so you don't get any bonus. This thing is not vulnerable to fire. However, your fire punch just pummels it, and its body shakes all over the place, and it catches flame. And its blue eyes piercing through the flame. But it appears unabated, apart from just ragdolling it a bit. It gets back up and makes its way towards you, unabated.
Oh my. I will use my second attack on it then. That is an 11.
Okay. Let me see. No, this time you just miss. It's a swing and a miss. Frustrated that the first attack didn't hit, you swing impatiently, and before it reaches your range.
3 damage fire burst to both boyfriends.
All right. They further catch on flame, taking the additional damage.
All right, and that'll be my turn.
All right, Stanley, your turn.
All right. It is after the 4th use of diplomacy, so it returns to my hand.
Yes.
And is moving on this considered difficult terrain?
I haven't been judging it as such, and I was supposed to. So now that you've asked, yes.
Okay.
Oops.
That's why you don't ask questions. All right, so I'm gonna go and then use my action to go another. Put myself right there next to Nash.
That looks like 30 feet.
Yep.
So you're using a dash action?
Yeah, using a dash action.
Gotcha.
By stopping, do I just continue to slide for a while?
Yeah, you can slide a bit.
A little momentum there.
Get an extra 5 feet.
Sweet. I come to a sliding halt right there, and I will look at my allies and say, family bond beyond blood, and give everybody the ability to use their reaction to move, and 8 temporary hit points.
I love when you use
So you
this.
can move 3 squares because it's difficult terrain.
Mark off my inspiration.
I didn't see
Just
anyone
keep
move
in
up.
mind it does burn your reaction to do so. I'll go 1, 2,
There's only the 2 ice boyfriends at Varel's feet left.
3 to there.
Okay, perfect.
That will be my turn.
All right, Nash,
It's me.
you're up.
Okay. Sounds good to me. I'm going to move here.
No, difficult terrain now. You
Oh,
only move 3
shit.
squares.
Was I
Sorry,
there?
I ruined your fun.
That's fine. I'll just move there. I just need a good line of sight. Okay. We are going to do what we know and fire Firebolt at that poor sucker. And I'm going to do that now. Let's do the hit first, though.
All right.
Hold on a second.
Make the roll, sir.
Making the roll. Oh, yeah. 16 to hit.
All right,
Oh,
hit.
wait. Okay, it's a hit. Fine. I didn't add my other stuff. That's fine. 16 hits, you said?
Still hits. Yep,
All
still
right.
hits. Didn't need any of that bonus this time.
All right.
2d10.
2d10. That will be a total of 11 damage.
Okay, now you're treating your 1s as 2s?
Let me double check if I have any ones. No, but thanks for the reminder. I had an 8 and a 3, but yeah.
All right,
If I-
11 damage.
Yeah.
So you fire the firebolt out at the ice boyfriend that's approaching that Varel just hit, and that's enough damage. Shoo! The velocity of the firebolt hits it in the back, and its body goes lifeless as it hits its head and smacks it on the ground, and it just seems to go limp and fall to the ground. Killed.
Nice. Cantrip succeeds. Okay,
All right.
that's my move, or that's my turn.
Okay, the last of the ice boyfriends, Varel, makes a desperate attempt on fire to attack your leg and does no damage.
All right.
And it makes a second attack and does no damage.
All right.
All right, and just as that happens, you hear, "What's going on?" as a voice from the back, and you hear sort of footsteps on the ice, like tick, 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 and a quick glance back shows Saranthalas rushing to the scene to find out what's going on.
Damn. We got World of Warcraft, gentlemen. we beat the raid, and now the main characters show up to tell us what to do next.
Yep.
Toby's still going though. That's all that matters.
That's true. Toby is still going.
She shows up and says, "What's the meaning of what's going on?"
You
All
tell
right,
us.
Hope, your turn.
Oh, I was getting all pissed at her already.
Hope, with a very serious look on her face, is gonna turn to Saranthalas and go, "You mean you have no idea?"
All right. Okay. Is anyone gonna attack the last ice boyfriend?
I have 4 rounds of rage left.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
All right. So, all right. If you want to attack, now's the time.
All right. 25 and a 13.
Okay, it's a hit. Roll your damage dice.
Did the 13 hit?
Yeah. No. The other one
Okay.
did.
$22 points of damage.
Okay. So you raise up your fist, go down, you punch it, and you squash it, and you hear a "oh" come from Saranthalas as you crush it, and there's just this little spot of black on the ground, and you punch the life from it completely.
Wow.
She goes, "What has happened here?" What was your question, Hope?
Shit, sorry. Gosh dang it.
Was that a sound of me?
No.
What was that?
It's just a guy. I was trying to find a yelp because of the way she yelped. I thought I had a girl one, but all I had was that. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
I can't find the name of one of the dudes. Oh, there it is. Okay.
It's Toby and
Carl, Gordon, and Benson.
Gordon.
I couldn't find Benson. I was like, what did I call that one?
Well, we weren't supposed to name Benson, so.
Nobody talks about Benson.
No.
What is the meaning of this? What was your question, Hope? You asked the question.
You mean you have no idea?
No, I was sleeping and then all this noise started happening. Toby! And she looks at one of the bodies and she goes, oh, oh, oh. She starts tiptoeing and kneels before it. She looks down and she goes, oh, Gordon. Oh, oh, you've killed them all.
No, Toby's still alive.
She starts waddling over. Toby's alive?
He's somewhere under the ice.
She looks around, jittering. She goes, Toby! Toby! You've killed them all. Why did you do this?
Stanley's gonna go walking up to her, and he's gonna. How much is it? It's just pressure, right? He's not like choking. He's not like hoarse or anything, right?
You notice when she approached in the room, it loosened, and it's back to necklace form.
Oh.
Hmm.
We woke up this morning and these damn constructs attacked us. Are you going to tell us you had no idea?
Constructs? How dare you refer to these my friends? They're more than mere constructs. What precipitated this attack?
Nothing. I walked outside commenting on how nice it was to be awake and feel better, and they grabbed me. They said that we would not take you from them.
They must have been jealous of you. Toby! Get down here now! She screams out. There's no response in the darkness. I'm so sorry this happened to you, Stanley.
Also, what's the deal with this necklace? As soon as I woke up this morning, it started choking me.
Oh. Did it now?
Yeah, I find it less amusing. Explain.
You made a promise to me. You promised to take me somewhere where I could rest finally. And this is an ancient elf commitment necklace. That you would rather die than not fulfill your promise to a bonded elf. It's perfectly normal where elves are from, but you don't know much about that. It sounds like you're very disconnected from our kind.
Yeah, well,
Perfectly
that's
normal.
a given. No, it is absolutely not normal. I woke up with every intent of keeping our bargain, and this thing began to choke me.
Oh. I'm sorry I didn't inform you. I didn't trust you. But now I trust you.
Then I would get to talking immediately.
Talking about what? I want to know why you killed my friends. Did Benson put them up to this?
I don't know. We walked outside and they started grabbing me and attacking my friends.
Well, I'm sorry that they attacked you. Please accept my apologies for them. I'm very embarrassed.
It seems convenient that while they attacked us, you were nowhere to be found.
I was sleeping just like you. I awoke to the banging and lightning and all the fire explosions I saw in the distance. I'm very sorry.
You just showed up, like at the end. We had no choice but to fight. We don't know about these things that are supposedly your boyfriends.
Toby, come out here and explain yourself, she yells to the dark. Or I will have to have a serious think about our relationship. And after a moment of silence, you see the ice begin to ripple. And a little head pops up from the ice. Just a mouth, no eyes, a little mound of ice. And you're, what? Come from the mound. Toby, you attacked our guests. So, why did you do such a thing? And the mound of ice says, because you were going to leave us. I heard you talking to the handsome elf man and saying you were going to go away. And we can't come with you. He says, of course you can, dear. We'll just have to get you out of that ice and put you into a body or something. Maybe we transport you somehow. Maybe our friends here know how we can take you with them. But instead you attacked them and now they don't trust me anymore. You should have thought about that before you did that, Toby. She looks to all of you and says, I'm very sorry for Toby's behavior. You got your friends killed. Whatever. Just go.
The 2.0 living in the ice.
And never come back. I don't want to see you again. And then the Iceman drifts into the ice. And you hear a as it motors off. And the old lady in giant piles and piles of coats and furs brings her hands up to her eyes and goes and is crying uncontrollably in her hands.
I find this uncomfortable and strange. I wish to leave.
Yeah, I'm with you. Before we go, control yourself a moment. Is there anything else I have to worry about with this by going out of this place? Explain it how it works to me.
Well. You look very angry, and I don't want to get on your bad side, Stanley, so I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Good.
Can I trust you to give me a wide berth of trust? And do not immediately solve your feelings with violence towards me?
The faster you talk, the better chance of that.
When you first entered into this ice prison that I've been in, the first thing we thought of was some kind of prey has entered that we can eat or play with. And my intention in finding you were beings of an intelligent nature was to show you some hospitality and then eat you. Or perhaps use your corpses to make Toby a new one in some way. But then you said that you could release me and knew the way perhaps could help me to get to Elhandar. And the plan, I changed my mind. But I may not have told Toby and the others. And it seems that they were jealous and they heard my words. The necklace I've put upon you, Stanley, binds you to me until my soul departs. When you go against a promise you've made to me, it will hurt you. When your intent is mistrustful to me, it will hurt you. It is a object of a cursed design I made, and not an elfin relic or thing. That was a lie too. But there's no removing it. I've made it unbreakable. You'll just have to take me to Elhanda.
My promise was that I would do anything in my power to get you there.
Yes.
And this morning, it tightened, despite no action to the contrary.
It knew your soul. When you were attacked, you immediately believed and thought things negatively of me, and it can feel your emotion. Even now, I can sense it wants to constrict as you decide whether or not to fulfill your promise to me.
And what exactly happens if you shuffle off this mortal coil while we are running this errand for you?
I cannot. Do you not understand why I have to return to the earth? If I die here, my body will reform in a number of days. Why do you think the elves were invited here? The humans of old knew that the only way to fight the dragons was to find the keys to immortality. What if your army of expendable soldiers were suddenly not expendable? They start to study elves, and yet that proved to fail. They created Project Vampire, a term that they had for a mythological being, to create soldiers that could not die easily to dragons. But it turned out that the strain they created had unintended side effects that made the soldiers unable to obey commands as they grew apathetic and sought only to eat flesh. It is good that they were able to trap and kill all of those vampires, and that none are left, but surely you would not like to meet one of those.
Hope's face is gonna get real sour.
Are you telling me that if a elf dies on Earth, they come back?
They wither. They come back, but they are less what they were, and more what, well, like me.
Every time, no exception.
We need a place to rest, to
Every
re-fertilize.
time, no exception, they come back.
Yes. You're very agitated.
Stanley's just quietly thinking.
Can I do something to calm you?
I pose a new plan. With this information in mind, I have learned one thing. We must deliver you to this place. And you will come back every day if killed. I say we kill her now, and every day she awakens, I kill her again. And in such, we will shuffle her off to this horrible place she wishes to go. In the comfort of a box.
What? No, no violence. You promised no violence against me.
I promise nothing. By my hand, you will die, day after day.
Stanley, protect me.
We're brainstorming at the moment.
And she walks over to you. She clutches your shirt. Says, Stanley, protect me. Protect me from him. He means me harm.
You mean us harm, directly or indirectly.
No.
We were ready to continue the mission to help you today. Now look at us. Me, mostly. Indicate burns, blood, general problems.
She says, there, Stanley. And she puts an arm on your chest and begins caressing it. Whoa. And as she does that, her shape forms inside and her skin becomes fair. And although it doesn't fix her lack of teeth or her one crooked eye, her hair turns long and flowing and red, and her skin pale and beautiful. And you can see there's just an unquestionable beauty and aura to her as she transforms and puts her arms on your chest and goes, there, Stanley. And she approaches closer to your face, putting her head to her mouth to your ear. Unless you stop this.
No.
Stanley, I can calm you. Please, protect me and take me home.
Alright, now I will pull away. I intend to keep my promise. I would ask that you make this path for us as easy as possible. Reach into the lower depths of that wrinkly exterior of a head of yours and try and find any way to make our path easier, and I suggest you take it. We are your best chance to get where you want to go, and your days of being a hindrance are over, or I will let Varel kill you every single day until we dump your ass in El Handar.
All right, intimidation roll. I feel like you don't need it, but I'm actually intimidated right now. But
We all are.
Okay. Intimidation. 16.
all right, her form reverts, and she says, "Yes. I will not be a hindrance. So we shall leave this room, and when we do, we'll go straight to the shuttle and into orbit. Yes."
Absolutely not. The deal was that we were going to stop the Mind Flayer and then come back for you and put you on the shuttle to El Handar. That is why you unlocked the door, and that is our goal.
I've been stuck in this prison for thousands of years. I know
Then
not.
what's
anywhere.
another day or two?
Stanley, your words pierce me. They're like knives in my soul. Each syllable sharp, piercing my breast, and causing me woe.
Okay. Dramatic, but fair. We are on a timetable. We are setting out to rescue a girl and, if everything we've been told is correct, save the world. We don't have time to worry about this right now. This thing knows intent. Here's my intent. I will come back and I will get you, and I will try to send you to El Handar or wherever you want to go. But this comes first.
Just one problem with your plan, Stanley, but we can't leave. We're frozen in.
Well, that's what we have magic underpants over there for.
Yes, explain the explosions I saw. Your angry human friend. He's gifted, is he not?
Well, he's something. We go out the same way we came in, through the vents up above.
But Kenny Nash.
Mm.
Mr. Nash.
Yeah.
The fires of hell burn within your loins.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Can you channel such a fierce fire as to carve a passageway through the ice?
How much ice are we talking?
Plenty of ice.
That's not a very quantitative answer.
Look, beneath this room are service tunnels that lead underneath the facility. They can be used to get around, and I know my way through them. But I have been unable to access them all this time. The room is so cold. But perhaps, where I grow the multa-weed, you could carve out a passage and take us out of here.
Between me and Varel, we probably can do this, but how do I know I can trust you? Any minute, that necklace kills Stanley.
It won't kill him. It won't kill him. We don't want that. It's simply, he must keep his promise to me.
But here's the problem. The promise he made before we all retired last night, he fully intended to keep, and we intended to support him in keeping that promise. Yet here he is, waking up before he can even take a whiz. That thing goes nuts and almost kills him, strangles him. And then out come all your buddies in the limbs of giant ice creatures. And then you conveniently show up when all the hubbub slows down. You can see why we're less than thrilled. And only somewhat suspicious about you and your motives.
They were jealous. Toby admitted it himself. They were jealous that they would take me. They've known only me as their matron for 1,000 years.
But Stanley's original promise had nothing to do with him protecting you. The original promise was to leave here, to do our thing, and then come back and get you. Okay, you're moving the goalposts, is an old phrase.
I don't want to speak too loudly, but the truth is that they can't come with us. Toby can't come with us. I'm lying. See, when I speak louder, I was lying to them.
My experience is that if a stack of coats is going to lie to her best boyfriends, why would the stack of coats not lie to us?
Because I must move on from this realm. I must be allowed to release. It's taking everything in my being not to consume your souls. It's like almost like she's stuffing something back inside as if it. I'm a danger to you. And I have just enough capacity to know it. But you must take me back to where the elves rest. And they won't my boyfriends will not understand. And it will just have to be that way. Yes? Yes?
How do we feel about this burning a hole in the ground and
I throw myself at your mercy, Nash, my god of the solar mines.
I make no decisions on my own. It must be unanimous. If these my friends trust you to take us in the right place by burrowing a hole and going under these ducts that you say you know so well, then so be it. But I don't make this decision for all of us. Ever.
Why can't you make a decision?
Oh, I can say it sounds fine, but it doesn't matter. We need consensus. So I'll turn to everybody and say, so what do we say? She thinks she can get us out of here quicker? Or we can backtrack the way we came?
If she can get us out here quicker, I say we do it. But I don't think we can bring her on the full mission itself. She's just going to be a liability.
I agree. Varel.
The box is the best option. But the service tunnels may allow us to move to parts of the facility that are blocked. We've heard of weapons and experiments that may aid us in the coming quest. It is likely our best option.
Hope?
Let's not forget the bugbears. If we can avoid them, we save a lot of time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't trust bugbears. Then it's the tunnels. Take us there, you oily bag of nuts, and let's go. I don't know what I'm actually going to use. I can't just blast the ground with something, can I?
She looks at you and she says, come. I'll show you. Come.
Right.
Yes, come. And she says, follow. And she begins making her way.
My holiness is, yeah.
She begins making her way past her encampment towards a larger back wall that eventually comes into view of this large football-sized field ice room. And as you make your way to the back, you see that there's a door, and she touches the ice, and something glows on the inside, and then the door just goes shoop and just opens, and then some lights turn on. Bing, 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 bing. You see inside that there's a bunch of halogen lights inside this room, and there's a earth sort of spread out, not where it's supposed to be, like on the floor. There's just a sort of patch of earth with canvas underneath, and there's little plants growing out of them. She says, come this way, in here. In here.
All right, cautiously
You follow her into the room.
Yeah. I assume we're
She
all going
waddles
in
over.
there. Are we all
Yeah.
going in?
And you enter into this room, and there's this larger secondary room, maybe about, 60 feet by 60 feet. And you walk into this room, and she makes it to a door in the back, and she does the same thing, puts her hand on the ice. It lights up, and then the door goes shoo. Just come. Is the party following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And she walks into the room. And then you enter into this other room, and there's a deep sort of... There's just this real coldness to the room. There are these lockers all along the side of the back wall on either side. And she gets on her hands and knees on the ice floor, and they're sort of embedded in the ice. And she says, beneath here, it's a service tunnel. Well, the wires run beneath the facility. It was used for maintenance, but right here, she points on the ice, right here. I don't know how deep it goes, but if we can break this ice before it refreezes, there's a chance we could escape this room.
Varel, do you want to try your shield like the other hole we made when we got here?
Very well.
Okay,
I'll walk over to the point and light up my shield and press it into the ground and see if I can start making headway.
Okay, so you begin pressing into the ground and carving out a hole. Now it's slow going because the ice is still very cold. And what ends up happening is that as you melt it away, it sort of evaporates a little bit, but not really. It's too cold in this room, so it ends up forming ice along the sides, right? And it puddles. So what you find that you'll have to do as part of doing this is you'll have to excavate some of the ice as it breaks into chunks and pull the mass out so it doesn't refreeze in place.
Does
So
that
all
count
said and
as
done,
moldable earth? Because I could help him with that if it's moldable earth.
it's water. It's frozen water, not earth.
Not going to count?
unfortunately.
Okay.
But you are able to make headway 10 minutes afoot. You're not sure how far down it goes, but clearly there's a big blockage in here. But you could see eventually finding your way through this ice.
Okay.
But
Do we have any sort of process we could do for that? Does anyone have anything?
Let me see.
And prestidigitate is just to remove dirt and oil and...
I mean, we've let it remove water, but not at like if something's damp or something, not like
Right,
resting water.
right.
You have a very minor spell to destroy water, but that's not ice, so.
Oh, I do have a spell to destroy water.
But it's only like
forgot that
40,
I could do
40
that.
gallons of water, but you can destroy water.
Seems like a terrible thing to have in the wasteland.
It's why I forgot that it could do it. I was so focused on only the creation of water from it that I forgot that it goes the other way.
Mm-hmm.
But that would help me to clear the hole I'm making from refreezing.
Yeah,
The issue with it is that it's a feat thing, so I think it's once a day, or is it a cantrip?
it's once a day.
Yeah. It's a level
So-
spell, I believe.
I can get 10 gallons of water with it. But that's it. Once that's done, it's
Yeah,
done.
you'd be doing a lot more than that. It's likely the way the work would have to proceed is that if you melt it and break it up into chunks and maybe ice pick it out and then hand it off and sort of manually carry it out and put it in a pile in the corner, and dig your way through the hole. You feel that, depending on how far it goes, 10 minutes a foot. So you
All
get
right,
through.
well, I'll start having
6.
at it.
All right. Do you want to assign rules for the job? How's, you're doing the primary excavating.
Yeah, I'll be carving up the blocks.
Is it
And then we'll-
is it slushy? The stuff, the kind of the off-put stuff is slushy, and we could help.
It can be. It
Displace it?
refreezes very quickly, though. But yeah,
Okay.
when it's heated up, it turns into slush and water with some ice chunks in it. But it's hard to move water with your hands. It's much more efficient to like take ice chunks out. But Pharrell can carve those out with a shield
Okay.
and make pieces as he goes.
Okay.
At the intense heat of a shield. All right, perfect. Okay, so let's say you spend an hour doing it, and you get your first 6 feet. So the hole's just your head's poking out of the hole, Varel. An hour goes by, and Sir Anthelas sits in the corner and just sort of watches and is very quiet.
I will help by taking the chunks that he's cutting. I apparently have pitons. Sticking one in there, wrapping a rope around it, and using it because I'm not super strong to try and use the leverage to help move ice. So
Okay.
I'm certainly not going to be able to do it with my hands.
Perfect. All right, you get through your first 6 feet, and you realize it's going to be a little bit harder to excavate ice pieces once you're unable to reach the top as it goes deeper and deeper. As you dig down, you realize this could go deep quite a ways, maybe 30 or 40 feet. Might be at it for several hours. You can't see, though. You don't know for sure.
Dang.
So we've been at this for an hour right now?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll stick my head up from my work and say, it seems we're at a junction of fate. The time we may have bought with the game played in the other room might get us so far. If we leave now, using underwear, we can save our time, arrive before the ritual is completed. This task may take up the remainder of our time.
Well, the only other problem is if we try to go back through the vents, for all we know, those are frozen over again as well. We might find ourselves dropping one task in favor of another task.
Does appear I have another 25 feet to go here, which means
So 6 feet. 10 minutes a foot, 25 feet, but you've done 6, so we're at
4.5
19 feet.
hours.
So 19 times 10 minutes is 190 minutes divided by 60. 3.1 hours. That's not
Okay.
bad.
Reasonable.
It's still fairly early in the day, right? Like,
Yeah, we just got up.
we just woke up
Well, you'd have no idea what time it is.
fairly early into our cycle of activity for a period of time.
you said there were lockers on the back wall?
They're frozen into the ice, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
The ceilings are a little lower because the ice formed like a flooring on top of the flooring, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
And by her description, are things hollow under this ice layer that we're trying to cut through? In other words, like we would get there and pop out through a hole.
No,
and
there's no. It's solid ice.
Right, but the ground. I'm saying, I guess once we reach that destination and have gotten through the solid ice, things open up so that we can walk freely in there.
Not yet. Not yet. The ice continues. So as you dig down further, you see that there is a service passage that's into the floor. It's about 5 by 5 feet, and you can start to make out a ladder sort of frozen to the side, but this entire passage is also frozen in with ice.
Okay.
So it's not open. You haven't reached a free spot yet.
Right, the hope would be that the service tunnel itself is clear of ice once we're in it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll continue to work.
All right. So 4 hours goes by as everyone contributes to try and do what they can to use rocks to lift up big pieces of ice. It's slow going, and pile the ice into the corner.
Would it be safe to say that some of us managed a short rest in this period of time?
Sure, you can take
took
breaks.
turns?
Yeah. Overall, maybe including some breaks and stuff like that, we're looking at 4 more hours of digging through ice. Eventually, Vorel, as you're now 25 feet into the hole and down into a service passage, you begin to feel the ground be soft beneath you, if that makes sense. If you've ever been out in ice, when you feel like it's going to break and drop you in the lake, you kind of get the sense that there's only an ice membrane left and that there's open air underneath you. As you
Okay.
begin to reach closer and closer.
I will climb back up out of the hole
Mm-hmm.
and throw my shield, which is within the range of 40 feet, at the ice wall.
Okay, make an attack
Floor.
roll, please.
Ice wall floor.
15.
All right, you fire the shield down and it lights up on its way down to the shaft, hits the bottom, and you hear an impact. The shield comes back up to your arm, and down below you see, it's hard to see because of the darkness. The ice breaks away into darkness, but you hear the sound of it hitting the ground, sort of soft and wet, and then a draft begins flowing up. Actually, it doesn't begin flowing up, it begins flowing down as the cold air begins blowing its way down.
All right. Time to go.
You did it! Oh, Varel, you are fantastic! You hear, Stanley, your servant is quite miraculous with that fire of his.
Varel is not my servant, and you would do well to remember that he is aiding us a good deal. And show him the
I
respect
remember.
it warrants.
I remember the slaughter of Mumbai Prime. Well before your time.
Yes, well, I don't know what that is, nor do I care. The point is, Vorel is free to do as he pleases. That includes stuffing you in a box repeatedly, as he is wont to do.
So hostile. Come, let us go, let us go. Have your jabs if you must.
Yes, I can barely contain my savage nature. And
Who
proceed.
first? This
I mean,
is so exciting.
how's the climb condition? I climbed out all right, but getting
Yeah,
back
so
down?
yeah, I mean, he had the pitons. You can kind of stick those into the ice and sort of use them as footholds to get to the ladder, and then you've cleared out where the ladder is, and there's this icy, slick sort of ladder leading into darkness.
Awesome.
All right, who first?
I'll go first.
Yeah.
All right, who's second?
Lady, so she can tell Varel where to go.
Lady.
Saranthalas. Okay. Who's third?
Me, to make sure she doesn't do anything weird.
I'll go last.
Aren't you already doing that with Nash? Or... okay, Hope and then Nash should bring it up the rear.
Oh, I am okay.
All right, perfect. You begin making your way down, Varel, and you hear the voice of Saranthalas echo into your ear, like, "Watch your footing there, Varel. I know that you're kind of very awkward when it comes to dexterous things like ladders. Be careful." And she's just giving you advice the whole way down. And as you make your way to the bottom, you notice that there's like a little sound of like machinery humming, human machinery everywhere, all echoing throughout the walls. As you reach the bottom, there's a faint red glow of emergency lighting, and you see that the hallway just moves in one direction, deep into the distance darkness. Yes, that's the way. That's the way. These are the service tunnels. If you open up these panels, you'll find all kinds of wiring. And as she gets to the end of the elevator, she opens one panel up, and you just see like microchips and these like wires everywhere. Nonsense. Look at all this magnificent infrastructure. Quite a miracle of design in its day. Just a
It is
museum now.
Very pretty infrastructure. Get us where we're going, please.
Okay, Stanley. And should be follow, follow. And is there a march order down the hall?
Probably the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As everyone begins walking down the hall, Saranthelas walks in tandem with Pharrell. And she begins talking to you as you walk. Pharrell, it seems everyone's very protective of your self-esteem. Why is that?
I would assume because I protect them.
But you seem quite strong and capable, and indeed know such people to protect you in such a way.
And they are weak. Without me, they would have died many times over.
I mean, it makes sense for humans to do so. They love their pets. They consider, in my time, if you had a dog or a cat or some such creature, they would consider them, in law, family members. So I get their defense of you, I suppose. But it would seem that your kind would not appreciate such things. I find it strange that you tolerate it.
It's been a difficult journey, but we have found our peace among each other for the greater good of this world.
And what is the greater good of the world now that it has gone to hell?
I've opened myself up to ones such as you before, and it has, as they say, bitten us in the butt. I am not in the mood to reveal our true quest to you at this time.
You met one like me.
One's like you, one's old, in darkness, who promise things.
Oh. And these old ones who promise things, they all turned out to be bad for you.
Indeed.
Well, that's too bad to hear from me. And now they've caused you not to trust me.
You've already lied to us.
Did I?
You admitted so yourself.
Well, yes, but that deceit... You're a predator. That deceit makes sense to you. Perhaps you didn't realize someone was a friend and you hunted them. But then when you realized they were a friend, you ceased your hunt.
They would already be dead.
Well, even worse. How could you apologize to them?
I don't understand. I would lie in wait, covered in sand, and jump out at my prey, killing it quickly. If it was by mistake that I killed a friend, I would mourn them, but realize they had pushed off their mortal form, and I would eat them all the same.
And then she turns around and looks to you, Stanley, and says, "You see? Savages." She looks back to you. "I mean no offense," before they begin getting up in arms about me calling you a savage. But your ways are... They are not enlightened, Pharrell.
You may think what you will of my ways.
That is what animals do. But we, who are blessed with intelligence and intellect, can see beyond the simple fury of being a wild beast.
A
That just-
ghostly mage hand appears behind her head and flicks her in the back of the head.
She goes, "Oh!"
Your enlightenment, see that?
That's just cruel, Stanley. I expect more from someone your age.
If you're trying to get the lizard man to kill you, you're doing a good job.
Kill me, I can be killed.
Over and over, day by day, in a box.
I certainly do not want to feel the displeasure of his claws as they rend my flesh. But when you get to be my age, Sonny, these little threats do not matter or scare me. So enough with the braggadocio. Yes? That's an Italian word. Are there Italians left in this world?
What's an Italian?
It was a land filled with fine folk who made delicious foods and were very passionate about love. And they had some problems in some of the wars they participated in, but overall, a wonderful people. Also had a very strong criminal element. Fascinating. The idea of crime among humans. Where we're from, Stanley, there are no criminals. The notion doesn't even exist.
But if there were no criminals, what about locking up?
The laws of man are written on pieces of paper. The laws of elvenkind are written in our souls. So, if it is in our souls, then it is. Paper can be burned. The soul is eternal.
Sulking old ladies covered in rags.
I don't understand how that's meant to hurt me.
You're very flammable is my point. We have fire, you're flammable. I'd be nicer to us if you want us to take care of you.
Yeah, it's a confusing group. The most savage among you is the human, and the most articulate among you is the savage. Strange people you are. Well, we're getting close. And as you
Thank the gods.
You really don't like this woman, jeez. All right. Just up
It's
ahead.
like having to spend the holidays with your racist grandma, and it's like, well, all right, I guess we're just gonna tolerate her for a while.
You
This
just
is
kill
gonna
her if
be
you want.
unfortunate for me and everyone I like.
All right. How was
And
D&D?
she's a
It
Muppet.
sucked. All right, and up ahead, down the hallway, you see that a set of doors are up ahead, and she's like, "Now I've not been down here in a very long time. I don't know what the state of things are as we proceed further. So, if should one of you lose your heads, please don't blame me."
Is
You should
there a danger of our heads being lost?
Yes.
That's an oddly specific threat, actually.
Well, this service tunnel, if memory serves, will take us underneath the facility. It was designed to provide computing technology and power to the laboratories. We come across one of the rooms now. It's a service room, I'm sure. I don't know. But this is the way. This is the way. She points down the hall, and there's just a set of double doors. Looks like the kinds that slide open down ahead at the end of the hall. You wouldn't believe the lengths the humans went through to make such a facility. Wires everywhere, with their electronic pulses carrying from one spot to the other spot. Marvelous, but misguided.
All right.
Do you want me to go first? I see everyone's silent. All lost in your adolescent thoughts.
Yeah, maybe she should step through there. Let's see how the coat lady does against mysteries on the other side.
Very well, very well. She begins making her way down the hall. She moves to the door. And she strokes her bearded chin.
Ew.
Let's see.
That's what got Scott. Of everything that's happened today, that's what got him.
I didn't think of her having a beard. Her bearded chin.
There's
Geez.
there's tufts of hair on her chin. Let's try this. And she puts her hand sort of on a pad that's next to it, and it goes. Brr. Oh. This facility has been offline for a long time, and my hands aren't what they used to be. Do you have a way to open this door?
We threaten most our doors.
Oh. And they continue to get mad at me for making aspersions about how you solve problems.
Will the key cards that we've used before work on this door?
Key cards?
I reach into the bag and pull out one of the key cards.
Which key card?
The last one we got.
Terra my butt?
Yep, that's the one.
Terra me butt.
Tearing me butt. Okay.
Tearing my butt.
Oh, she looks at the picture and she looks it up close, bringing it up. I know who this is. Oh, what became of her?
I can't imagine anything pleasant. We found the card.
Oh, she was not alive when you got the card.
No.
Oh. She was very nice.
Okay. Will the card work in the door?
Well, I don't know. You'll have to try it. I'm afraid I haven't been in this part of the building in so long. It's bringing back a lot of memories.
Okay, that's nice. I take the card and I will try it on the door.
Okay. You hear a beep, and the door opens up, and a warm draft of hot air blows in. And all of a sudden, you wish you were back in that cold room. As hot, stinky, muggy air just fills out, and she's like, "Whoa, it's warm in there!" And she starts making her way in, and she immediately disappears through the door, excited by the warm air. Inside, you see that it appears to be a room filled with containers attached on the base of the floor, reaching up to the ceiling. She goes, "Oh, look at what we found." Oh, you hear a voice from inside. Another thing that you notice is in between these large cylindrical containers throughout the room, there appears to be a purple and pink flesh-like membrane growing in corners of the room on the walls.
Is
It smells like
mm,
stinky feet.
Is it like the purple that
smells
we've
fun.
been observing in the mists and things? That kind of purple?
No, that's purple mist. This is fleshy membrane.
Right,
Think
but is it
Zerg.
similar tone of purple? Like, would any of us go, "Ooh, that's probably connected"?
It's more pink and warty
Okay,
than it is purple. It's
Okay.
not like an intense purple.
okay.
Just you notice it in little corners of the room. It doesn't completely cover the room. The room is mainly made out of what looks like sort of industrial white, but that's grayed from years of dirt and detritus carrying on the walls. But in the corners, there's like little blobs of bacteria growing under a desk, on top, little pile in a corner of the room in the top left corner, and it's growing out like mold on some of the cylinder-shaped containers that are in this room.
By the way,
There's about 12 containers in total.
Intense Purple was my Prince cover band. Keep going.
Yeah, very good. Sorry, intense purple or intense purple?
Intense Purple.
Like intensive purple.
No, like intense, like super intense purple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like we're camping purple.
Yeah. No, not intense purple. Sorry. My dumb joke has taken us too far. Bo, sorry. Go back. What were you saying?
Do you enter the room? I've described everything I can that's in this room.
All right.
I follow.
All right. You follow in, and the smell of stinky feet fills your nostrils. As you walk in, this place it's dark. I assume there's still 2 light stones going on in various capacities from Nash and Varel.
Well, that's a Nash Magard decision.
Right. Assume you guys have light stones.
Yeah, but yeah, I would. I mean, how lit is it super dark in here? Like,
There's no lights. There's no lights except for the light that you're shining to see things.
Okay, so there's not even like those red lights that you had in the other place. Then I will.
There's no red lights in this room.
We'll have light stones then, for me and Varel at least.
And she looks around. She says, "Oh, this room is special. Interesting
Why is
that
it
it's
special?
connected. Well, this is one of the rooms that Varel's kind was created in.
Oh,
What's the
Yes,
stuff on
yes,
the wall?
yes. I do not know. It looks like some sort of bacterial growth, or perhaps some biological matter that is self-replicating. Yes, and it's
Stanley
grown.
returns to Nash. Don't lick it.
I want to touch it though.
Too late.
Don't touch it either.
With my staff.
Yes,
I'll keep a distance and just poke it with the staff.
You're poking it with a staff?
I want to. I'm trying to get Stanley to let me to do it.
As you poke it with the staff, a little tentacle flies out, shaped of the membrane, grabs onto the staff, and then pulls it violently.
I will pull
from
it
your hand.
Oh, from my hand?
Well, it wants to from your hand. You're holding onto it. If you want to keep it, you're gonna have to do a contest.
Okay, I'm keeping it. Let's grapple for that shit.
Okay. So athletics, or it's an athletics roll, please.
Okay. Hold on, I can't remember if I have anything. I don't. So let's do a roll anyway. 15.
Okay, it takes the staff from your hand and rips it from your hand, and then it sort of wraps it around around it, and it squeezes, breaks it in half, and it falls into two pieces.
Shit! Oh, you kidding me? It's on the ground in two pieces?
Your staff's on the ground in two pieces.
I take it back, Nash. You should try to lick it.
All right, I have in my inventory. I have in my my cantrips. I now have a. Oh no, it's not a cantrip. What is it? Hold on. Where is it? I had a way to fix this.
Oh.
Oh no.
Look at that's fascinating.
Hold on. Why don't I
Life
have
always
this?
finds a way, Nash. Do not mourn the loss of your staff.
I had a did I trade it out? I had a cantrip that was like
really, it's your own fault for poking it, Nash.
well, I thought at least
You're
I
looking
could
for mending.
Yeah,
right?
I'm looking for minor mending, but I can't find I thought I had
I
it.
think it was on a feat you had, but maybe you took it off at some point. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know you had it mending at some point.
Damn it.
Gave it up.
I must
Gave it up
have.
for something.
I probably did. I probably gave it up for that ray of frost. Because I never
I'm
used
never
it.
using it. Let's get rid of that. And now you need it.
Yeah, my last level I swapped it. All right, well, then I'll
Oh,
just
were you so distraught by being unable to fix the egg? Because that's when you used it, was the Prochemoth egg you tried to repair.
Oh, right. And it didn't work because Bo wouldn't let it work.
No, because it doesn't work on biological matter.
I'm sorry, Bo informed me of the rule that it was biological matter, and then it wouldn't fix.
Yeah,
No.
you switched it out for something, probably minor illusion,
Yeah.
which also didn't do what you wanted it to do today, technically.
Well, I'll just pick up my 2 sticks, look very sad about it, stuff those in my pocket, and keep moving.
To be fair, the stick with the nail in it
Mm-hmm.
still can be used as an arcane focus, but the other side of the stick is just dead.
Yeah, it's just short, but I may dual wield them at some point. That'd be cool. Just 2 sticks like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Harpoon.
It is good. It is good to note though now that we now know the walls are potentially, hostile to us. So I did that for us as a team just now.
Well, Nash, I wouldn't recommend, if you value your life, playing with the walls any further. It appears to be hostile in nature. Perhaps the Illithid's influence caused this. Yes.
Maybe.
Just how much of a presence does he have here? He was able to reach out to me through the thick ice. Now that we are beyond the ice's protection, we may very well be in danger.
Well, considering the way this day has gone, I was in plenty of danger, even in the ice, so danger it is. Let's continue.
Okay. Do you want to see anything of what's in this room, Vorel? So that you would know more about your nature. It'd be an opportunity for you, but there'll be other rooms too. This facility is quite large. I don't
was
know
hatched from an
exactly.
egg. I'm not from this place.
You are hatched from an egg, yes. This is true. Maybe you are not from this place. But your ancestors most assuredly must be. Come, come. She begins progressing towards the back of the room, and there's another keypad there. She takes the... Did you give her the key card?
No, I scanned it
And she
myself.
walks to the door and says, Stanley, open the next door.
Alright, swipe the key card.
All right, you swipe the key card, and then it opens, and you end up, there's this large, darkened hallway. As you look on either left and right, there are doors on either side, going maybe 8 of them total. It's like, come, look. And she walks down the hallway a bit to another door that doesn't open, but there's a window, and she wipes some of the dirt from the window. And you see another room filled with these cylinders that are covered. If we could see inside, I bet you we can find one and show you, Vorel. Yes. Oh, I know. Would you like to have a son or a daughter, Vorel?
Not at this time.
We have a facility where if you provide me with some of your sample, if it's still functioning, we could fertilize an egg, and then we can use an infernal wave machine to bypass the usual duration for pregnancy. The infernal wave was a magical machine of human invention. Hope, she grabs your arm. Normally, when a woman is pregnant, it is 9 months. Yes? But if you put the baby, the pregnant woman, in the infernal wave, the pregnancy happens over the course of 1 day. Imagine the entire pregnancy happening from 0 weeks to 9 months. I heard myself speaking there. There's an echo in this room.
Just coming down the hallway.
There's an echo in this room. Imagine that in 1 day, and that your pregnancy could be over in just 1 day, and you could have the child and not have to suffer through the labor. Such was the power of the human technology mixed with demonic design. I'll bet you we could fertilize one of Vorel's eggs and put it in the infernal wave, and we could have a son tomorrow. Would you not like that, Vorel? You must be lonely as one of the
doing
only...
right now? Did you come in here and just suddenly get baby fever? What is this?
No, but my memories are coming back to me. It's been so many years since I've been here, but the work here was incredible. Oh my, yes. The work on the infernal wave was groundbreaking. Even Elvenkind considered using it for some time, but ultimately, we cannot taint ourselves with demon bullshit.
Wow, she got hard
I
edged.
love
right at the
this.
end
She's just like that old lady from the Dark Crystal. It's like walking around with that old thing.
Yep. That old thing. She
Elves
is
are
like
too
that.
pure to be consorting with demons.
That one-eyed lady. That puts
Agra.
Yeah, that's totally what you're channeling today. That's awesome. All
She
right.
took a big poop on the floor.
Yep.
What is this dark crystal? I haven't
awesome.
seen it yet, so I don't know.
You've seen the movie, though,
watching
right?
it.
You've seen the movie? The
It's
old
been too long. I gotta watch the movie. I gotta get all caught up. I've definitely seen it, but I was a young man at that time. I don't remember it.
Mm.
I just remember they looked like they'd give me nightmares.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's cool, but I remember them looking kind of gross.
They're pretty weird.
I will not take part in your machine. I am the Fang of Razak Val, and if I desire a mate, I will find one and hunt them thoroughly. Any mate in that valley would be happy to have the Fang.
Oh, there's a whole civilization of your
Giving him
kind
the
now.
fang.
I did not know this. I thought you were simply a pet.
There is much you do not know.
You lead a civilization. The world truly has gone to, as the humans say, hell here, right? Right? Well, okay. I don't understand it, but it is beyond me and for the future generations to deal with, I suppose. Do you want a tour of this facility? It is quite astounding.
If it'll aid us in our quest.
I can't promise any of it will aid you. What sort of things would aid you in your quest to defeat the new master of the Cetus?
Weapons.
A new staff. No?
Gentle Nash. We had only begun experimentation on dragon metals, and it was only then that the first of the humans with magical abilities became awokened. So not many implements were made in our time to assist these magic users of humankind. But we did have interesting armaments. Yes. Do you want I should show you where we kept one?
Yes.
Yes. If you have armaments, armor, weapons, anything, be helpful. Would be my encouraging word to you.
Be helpful. Follow me. Perhaps I know where there's one nearby. You seem... Okay, come, follow. She makes her way down the hallway, and the hallway sort of turns off to the left, and you can't see what's to the left, and she disappears. She says, come.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so you all follow and turn around the corner, and you see you're in an elevator bay. There are 4 different doors and buttons on each one. She says, I wonder what floor we are on. We'd have to access one of the different floors. The laboratories themselves have about 10 different sub-levels each. I think we need to go down. The most dangerous things were kept farthest from the earth, where they could cause real damage. And she reaches her finger out and pushes the down button on the elevator. There we go. I hope they still work.
Yeah,
And then
us too.
You hear it, boom, and a door opens, and you see the elevator slide up and then on by, and then falls down, and you hear a crash, and the door closes. She said, maybe another one will work. And she pushes the down button again.
Is that how these work? There's more in the shaft?
There's 4 different elevator doors.
Oh, okay.
I like the idea, though. They're just like Pez in there.
Yeah, like Pez. Old Pez is.
And then you hear a bang, and then another different door opens up, and this time the elevator creaks and opens up. Ah, yes, this one. Quickly, let's get in. And she begins making her way over to the elevator and inside. She holds her hand on the elevator side of the door. Come.
Sure, why not? Get in the elevator.
Yeah.
Now, what floor should we take? And you see there's a pile of buttons listed sublevels 1 through 10. And then a sort of an emergency button in red underneath it, as well as an emergency stop button.
Could we have the map back? Because there's certain
Yeah.
letters for the containment and whatnot. I don't know if there were numbers on it.
There you go. I think you're all back.
So we got X restrict, YX. Okay, so these didn't have numbers on them.
So your estimation would be about here.
Yeah, they're not numbered.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. It says, Which floor? Which floor? I don't remember. Okay, we'll just go to the bottom one. Any objections from...
We don't know where anything is. You're supposed to be leading us to things we will find useful.
Right, okay. She pushes the one button. Here we go. And the elevator begins to descend. Clunk, 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 and then you hear a snap. And the elevator floor begins to lurch, and then it lurches to a stop. And the lights go off in the elevator, and it's pitch black. Except for the light stone that you have.
Wow.
Uh-oh, she says.
Mm-hmm.
It appears perhaps we got stuck.
Oh, did we?
Yes. Well, in the old day, you would push this button and call for help. Perhaps somebody is still available. Let's try the button.
No, let's not. You're not going to press the help button.
How are we going to get out of here?
Varel, can you pull the doors open?
I'll try to pull the doors open.
All right, athletics check, please.
All right. 13 athletics. So 20 not natural.
20. Wow, that's pretty good. Let's see what a 20 gets us, okay? I'm going to refer to my handy-dandy difficulty chart. And we're going to find out...
Elevator manual.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. We're going to find out... All right. You barely able to do it. The force of the doors are very difficult. But with the 20, you get your fingers in and bend the doors, and they open 6 inches. You're able to... There's a lot of hydraulic force keeping them closed. And you open them up, and you feel it with some more effort. You get them open further, but you stop because what you see is cement wall.
All right. I will do a perception check to see what sort of shafts or doors we have in other places.
I will aid him by also looking around for these things.
Sure thing. Roll with advantage.
All right. Say Fort 16.
A Fort 16. Okay. You take a look around, and you feel like the floor might be flimsy enough that you could rip it open and see if there's anything under there. And the ceiling looks like it's made of weak, metal material that maybe something might be behind it if you tore it open. You don't actually see any actual doors apart from that.
All right. Seems I will have to peel open our box.
I have no problem with that. Better than being stuck here for sure.
I'll begin on the ceiling then. Grab a corner and start trying to peel us a hole.
All right, athletics.
19.
All right, ceiling pieces you're able to grab into and pull them off, and you notice that there's a space where you're not sure what it is, lights, something, wiring. As you pull it open, and then you notice that it's a steel box, but you notice that there's a handle where it can be opened and you can climb up on top of the elevator.
Sweet. I'll grab the handle.
All right, you grab the handle, and it's not locked. It easily just opens up outside wise. You're able to climb on top.
Cool. I'll put if I'm tall enough, I'll put my light stone up on the new shelf we created here before heading up and just kind of look into the shaft and see if it's gooey.
Yeah, you look into the shaft and you see that it's just cement, but it looks like the wiring that's attaching the elevator to the top is frayed, and one of them is ripping, and there's only one steel, thick steel wire sort of frayed, holding the elevator period.
Oh.
You don't know what's going on underneath, but from the top it's not being held very securely by much.
All right.
The nearest door to the top is about 20 feet from your position, with no way to climb up to it. And that door's closed.
I'll
What do
relay
you
the
see,
information I've
Varel?
seen.
Oh, he tells us.
Yep, I see a frayed wire. We are no closer to a door than we were before. That door may very well be the one we came from. There are things I do not understand, technologies, but it seems we are stuck.
You could fly up, yeah?
Me in
Open
my
the door,
underwear?
fly us all up.
Who can?
Someone with the undies.
I like how clutch these undies are becoming.
Hope, do you think it would be something you could figure out to fix the thing?
I could look at it. And I'll go to crawl onto the ceiling.
Cool, I'll give her a boost.
Okay, you help her climb out and on top of the elevator. You take a look and you see that there's one steel wire that's frayed holding it up. Like, usually I think elevators have like a really thick connection, and counterweights and all that. You're not 100% familiar with this kind of elevator technology, but you definitely see that this thing, unless there's anything underneath that somehow is going to catch it from the top, it looks as though this thing's about to drop any second. And even as you examine it, you hear a and a little piece of the fray unfrays a little bit further.
Well, it looks like we either write it down or we try and get up to the door.
All right, I'm coming up. I'm climbing up.
All right,
Up
you climb
hatch.
up and out of the hatch, and now you're standing up top.
This way, if the thing falls, at least I can catch everybody. Nash, can you get the bag of bones up here with you?
Yes.
All right, as you say that, a little something large sort of falls in front of you, splats on the bottom of the top of the elevator. It's green, makes a little splat. You all look down at it.
Is it doing anything, or is it just green?
There's a green splat.
Is that
Hope we'll look up.
That's pretty large.
Varel? You
Okay,
okay?
you look up. A little perception check, Hope, as you look up.
I will also look up.
20 not natural.
Never
Okay,
mind. I'll
you
just
look up
listen
and
to
you
what Hope
use
says.
your dark vision to peer deep into the distance. And you see two. Something glassy reflecting maybe back at you. The small light of the mage stone. And as it gets closer, it's 3. It's 4. It's 6. There's 8 of them.
Shit.
Deep in the darkness, and you hear a little, and then the skittering of legs as some spider-shaped thing begins clambering down the elevator shaft, racing towards your position. And that's where we leave it this week.
Oh.
Oh man! Friggin' elevator spiders.
Oh, man, that's
Elevator spiders.
nothing worse.
Its body fills the entirety of the shaft as it makes its way down to your
Well,
location.
That's a perfect place to leave it, everybody. We hope you enjoyed that. Oh my gosh, I choked. I got so excited. I'm good. I'm okay, everybody. I'm okay. Holy Lord. All right. Hey, that's going to do it for the show. Thanks for being here.
Jeez, how many sunflowers did you eat? Holy crap.
I horked one down the wrong pipe right there. And it was because I got excited. I heard you do that. And it went down the other way. Anyway, thanks for being here. And we'll be back next week to continue. Hold on. Here.
Well, maybe we might be back. We'll see if Scott.
Yeah,
makes it
you'll be
through the end
down.
of this
You'll be
one.
down one guy next week, but don't worry. It'll all work out in the end. Anyway, this has been There Will Be Dungeons. And don't forget, it's very important for you to remember this part. There's a way to support this nonsense. If you're having fun and you're listening right now, either live or at home, and you're like, man, I sure love what these guys do. I'd like to show my love back to them. It's easy if you go to therewillbedungeons.com. There's a big old fat button there that says support the show. You can help me with my lung.
This is the best sales pitch I've ever. Support us on Patreon.
I thought sorcerer points would be
That's
quite
good. Don't worry about it. Let Scott take some time. Go have a drink.
You
Scott.
can invest in my iron lung that I'll have to use for the rest of my life because of this lodged freaking thing in my throat. But it'll be great because there's great stuff on there. You guys go sign up. Show us your love, and we'll show our love right back at you with digital and physical rewards.
Physical reward. I didn't sign up for this.
Man.
It's one of the bonuses.
Woo! That's going to do it for the show. Thank you all for watching. For me and for everyone else here, have a great weekend. We'll see you next time. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. Okay. Sorry about that. That sucked to have that happen then.